listening to the Punisher Waterfowls, the Union 0430 podcast. Brought to you by Real Geese Decoys, the most technological advanced silhouette decoys on the market. And Vortex Canada, the force of optics.
Hey everybody, welcome back. This is episode 57. Very quick introduction because I don't want to cut off this conversation that I had before I hit record. So Mark, Ryan, Dave, Phil, all in their usual places. Same with me. We've got Troy Blackwell from Top Knotch Paracord on with us. We got to keep going. Troy is the youngest guest we've had on the show, and he was born in 2003. I, at 2003, was already in Afghanistan and doing my thing. Philly had graduated college. Mark?
Oh, no. I finished college in 01. I graduated like 5 years later.
Oh, yikes.
There's a little difference.
I had 4 years in the military and 8 years ironworking by the time he was born.
Dave? 03.
I was in college. But I'd like to point out, Damien, that in 06, we were both fathers by then. 07.
Yep.
Somewhere in there.
I was a father in 06.
Yeah.
Yep. Ryan, 03, where were you?
I was
playing hockey.
Living in my parents' basement, and just had recently signed up for the Canadian Armed Forces. And yeah, I'm trying to figure out who Troy looks like more, like you or Dave.
And eating snacks.
Eating snacks. That's right. Troy, buddy, thanks so much for coming on. I know you you've got this thing going right now. You're 18 years old.
Yep.
On your way to Fleming, you got this business, Top Knotch Paracord. Why did you you're 18 years old, man. There's not many 18-year-olds that are looking to start a business. What got you into doing it?
Well, I'll tell you, I kind of got thrown into it, to be honest.
Okay.
I around this time last year, actually, I remember it distinctly. I took a trip, it was a road trip. I'm like, well, while I'm driving, I'm going to start making myself a lanyard, because what else am I going to do on a road trip? So I started making it, took the whole day. Got home, posted a picture of it. I think my buddy was like, hey, can you make me one? I'm like, sure. What colors do you want? I'll order them off of Amazon, just sort of tie you up one. And then he posted it. He posted it to the Ontario Duck and Goose page.
Yeah.
And there was this guy, his name was Dan Spoon. I remember that distinctly.
Okay.
He ordered 3 lanyards from me. And it wasn't really anything like, oh, I'm selling lanyards now. It was just like, oh, I made this, whatever.
Yeah.
And then people are like, yeah, I want one. I'm like,
awesome.
Okay. And so, and they were nowhere near me. So I started shipping out. Next thing you know, I had my small business card at Canada Post. So I get a little bit of a discount there. And I'm shipping stuff. I mean, now you can see the map behind me, and I'll talk about that a bit later.
Yeah.
But I'm shipping all over the States, shipping all over Canada.
Good for you.
It's going really well, yeah. So I mean, somehow it got into the States. I was scared to get into the States because I'm just like, it's just massive compared to Canada.
Right.
And I didn't know what the shipping was like. Turns out shipping's less to the States than it is to Canada. Yeah. Which makes absolutely no sense. And I tell you, they just eat it up down there. It's like they have a lanyard for every day of the week.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right.
This is an 18-year-old that took a passion of his and put hard work into it. And now look at it.
Yeah. I'm
just saying, for all of our listeners, put some hard work into whatever the hell you're doing. There's something you can do. So,
Mark.
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
I just want to point something out before we get too far along and I forget because I'm old. But check out Troy's stash. How old are you, Troy?
18.
Right?
Look at that
duster.
How old are you, Dave?
I'm 36. I'm twice his age. I'm going on a week, bro.
Yeah.
Put some
That is-
put some
that is
milk
a
on it.
vi-
Let the cat lick it off.
That's a vicious duster.
Yeah, that is.
Oh,
that
yeah.
is.
I'm
Yes.
willing to bet. I'm willing to bet Troy came out of the womb with that thing on his
Yeah,
lip.
yeah.
Oh, it was
That's
like
a
I tell you,
Sanchez right there.
as soon as COVID started and stopped seeing the girlfriend for a little bit, I just let her grow, because before
boy.
it was like, nope, no way, right? And it was the weird stubble phase, right?
Yeah.
It was about like a week or so, and it was a weird stubble phase, and she's like, no way. So we had to get through that stubble phase. Now,
Dave's going through
It
the
is what you
month-long
see now.
stubble phase.
So
Right.
just listen, I'm gonna just fucking cut it off here to add insult to injury. I keep telling my son he has to shave because he's starting to get that duster going. He's taken after my wife's side of the family, like his father, like my father-in-law. He's just full head of hair on him, right? I keep telling him that he's got to shave because it looks weird just starting. But truth be told, it's way better mustache than I could grow. You're fucking 14.
He's gonna be buying liquor in no time.
Yeah.
Oh man, so real quick story here. I'm trying to sell stuff to make decoy money, right?
Yeah.
And I found some Pokemon cards in my basement that I just traded around in school. And I'm like, you know what? These might be worth something. So I put them up on Kijiji. Guy comes and gets them. And he's like, yeah, man, like, I'm just trying to relive my childhood. How old are you? Like 25? And I'm like, you're kidding, right? I was like 17 at the time. And I'm like, no, my birth year doesn't even begin with 19. I'll just put it that way. And he's like,
Good
oh,
Lord.
shit. Okay.
Here's cash.
Forget I was ever here. No, that's
Yeah.
Still something nice.
no, that's awesome, Troy. Like you said, so obviously you started, it was a fucking hobby. It was something that you
Yeah.
did. You did it for yourself, helped out a couple friends, couple people in Ontario wanted it. Now you're shipping to the States. And I seen your post the other day, and it's not just lanyards, right? Like you're
Nope.
actually fucking thinking. And I seen that I'll call it a sling, but it's not a sling, but that fucking
That's a sling. That's a
But
gun
for-
sling.
yeah, but that
But I
that
got
thing
the
you-
sling loop.
yeah, that you done for in the flooded timber, right? So, and I like
yeah.
that. I like how you're thinking outside of the box and coming up with some ideas that, and I'm not trying to be downplay what you're doing, but if you're just sticking the lanyards, well, people are only going to buy so many lanyards, right? So you gotta always come up with something new. So
Yeah.
I love it,
So,
man.
I mean-
It looks good.
Honestly, I don't know if any of you guys saw. I might have been like too small at the time for you guys to have seen it. There was this one guy in the States. It was one of my first orders from the States. He got me to make him croc straps. It is
Really?
exactly what it sounds like. Yep. He was just like, I want you to make me croc straps. I'm like, what? Like, did you
No.
misspell something?
Now Dave
He's
is
like, no.
interested.
Sounds like
It's
a
like, no.
fucking legend to me.
Yeah. And it worked out flawlessly. I have a picture of him up on my Facebook page.
Really?
But it was hilarious. He got me to make him two pairs. One in camo, one in it was gray and black.
That is, I gotta go. I'm gonna go look at
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Actually,
It
can you
was-
bring that up, Mark? Or you got your phone there on?
Yeah, but I'm looking up. Do you have an Instagram page?
I have Instagram too. I don't know if it's on the Instagram page because that came sort of later, but it should be.
What's
gotta-
it called? On
Top
Top
Instagram?
notch paracord.
Top
with
notch
a K.
paracord.
I was looking up lanyards for some reason.
Okay, Troy. So here's the big question: guy wants a lanyard. How's the best way to contact you, and kind of what's your turnaround time right around now?
So right now I'm just on social media, so Facebook, Instagram. That's where most of my business is, aside from like word of mouth. Basically, just shoot me a message. I do say like, hey, like just take a look at some of the stuff that I have already posted, see sort of what you like, and I'm gonna ask you a few
That's
questions. I'm gonna ask you. Yeah, I know.
Hey, Mark, look at
I'm
this.
gonna ask,
Like when you need to put it in 4-wheel
What's
drive
that?
with a shot of fucking nitrous.
yeah.
What a waste of paracord.
Oh, man.
I like your. I like that you label your shit too. That's cool.
Yeah.
Fucking cool. Sorry, I cut you off there, buddy.
Yeah, no worries. So you just shoot me a message. I got a few questions I'll ask you. First one, do you get bands? Do you shoot bands? Because one thing that most people don't think about is like, hey, you get tons of bands. You can't have a thick lanyard, right? You're not gonna be able to toss bands on there.
Shoot them,
So I
buy
asked
them,
them-
whatever.
Just before you
Right.
keep going, I just ordered one and you didn't ask me that. You must have seen my old lanyard. Damn it.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Well,
Some people, I'll tell you,
just for
some
the
people they know
drops.
exactly what they want. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some
Yeah.
people know exactly what they want, which is great too. This other guy messaged me. But and then also the other thing is how many calls do you want it to hold?
Mhm.
Because I'm gonna have double drops on those. The reason I use double drops is it's just insurance, right? Like I got a couple calls on my lanyard that are like $250. I don't want to lose that in a marsh, right? So
Yeah,
it's just
absolutely.
insurance. And then also if you want any like accessory drops too. So like that's like a dog whistle, the like Primo's Drake whistle, finisher, Mojo remote.
Yeah.
Yep. And then actually I even had a guy do lip balm because you're calling
really?
out there in the cold. Yeah. I guess there's little lip balm holders and you say, yeah, just put one on there for the lip balm holder. And then also I do make one that has a main drop and it's on a buckle for a dog remote.
Yeah.
And so that's pretty cool too. There's a few people that they ask for that. They don't realize it's for a dog remote. I'm like, oh, so you're good with the dog remote? And they're like, what dog remote? What? I don't have a dog. I'm like, no. Anyways, but
Buy
yeah,
one.
so yeah, get a dog. There you go.
I'll never chase a cripple again.
See, I will. I will.
Well, that's because you're 18.
Yeah.
You can run like a dog.
Yeah. We used to do that to Ryan one time too. Ryan used to run after cripples. Well, he used to run with a dog after cripples. But that was just because the dog was half.
Well, that's just because I can run faster than that said dog. But my dad, he never had a dog growing up because he had me.
Yeah,
He
that's
needed a
right.
dog. Yeah.
Yeah,
Troy was probably more intelligent than I was, but that's okay.
Oh, sorry,
Since-
Troy.
Since you're the age that can be most of our children, just so you know, if you start smoking cigars like some of us like to do, you won't be chasing too many cripples. So get a dog.
Yeah, get a dog. I just got to cut in here, Troy. I don't want to take too much of your time away. But Ryan, do you have that decoy that you found at your father's?
It's in his shed.
Is it?
I told him, I'm like, hey, I'm gonna keep this, so don't throw it away.
Okay.
So I will actually, I'll bring it to the house next episode.
Okay.
Next week when we shoot the other episode, and I'll have it here.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Sorry. Go for it, Troy. So
Yes, I mean,
is there anything, like if you're on the show here now, and listen, don't sell yourself short. Like you've got a business on the go. You've got lots of customers. You're all, so listen, what can, use this platform for whatever you need to promote your business. So, reach out and say, we do have millions and millions of listeners, right?
oh yeah.
Mark's shaking his head. Millions.
Millions.
One thing I did want to announce on the podcast today is one thing that me and one of my hunting buddies were sort of talking about. We were just sort of joking about it when I made him that lanyard. Was, wouldn't it be cool if we had bands, like top-notch bands? And you're like, oh yeah, that'd be pretty cool. How are we gonna do that? There it is.
Boom.
You can't really read it.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
it's too
but
shiny.
it says, yeah, it's got top-notch paracord on the top and the bottom, and it says established 2020. About 300
That's
of
awesome.
them.
That's for a lanyard full.
Yeah.
How much for a full lanyard?
Oh, okay. So I got those directly from National Band and Tag.
Yeah.
They took a month to get here, but it is 100% worth it. So I'll pop one of those on every lanyard. They're probably about, I don't know. I got slammed with duties, which sucks, but I love them. They were probably about 30 cents each, give or take.
Yeah.
I'll just toss on a lanyard. They look sick. So
We need to teach you how to scam customs.
oh
Oh no,
I've
we
already-
don't do that.
no
No, we don't.
not
These aren't
no.
the droids
Let's
you're
talk
looking
later
for.
when we're not recording.
Yeah, these aren't the droids you're looking for.
That's from a movie called Star Wars. Troy. It was really big in the younger.
But honestly, though, like looking at your work, Troy, like
Yeah.
I've done a bunch of paracord stuff
Yeah.
myself. Like done a couple bracelets here and there. I've done a few like small lanyards, just like the kind of like a French braid style.
Yeah.
I can do the Cobra braid, no problem. Like that's reasonably easy. But like seeing that like round fat rope braid that you do,
Yeah.
it's like that's like a work of art. And like I've done like a fair amount of paracord work myself, and my fucking hands can't take it. Like blisters upon
Yeah.
blisters when you're done.
There,
Yeah.
no, I actually have a divot in my pointer fingers from when it's like, I
Pulling
compare
rope.
it to like, it's like waxed hockey laces,
Yeah.
but over and over and over and over again. And what I've found is I have to like switch between knots. Like I got to do a project that has one knot that works like my pinkies or whatever, and it gets my pinkies hurting, and then I got to do something like a braid that gets my fingertips hurting.
Yeah.
And I just got to rotate through because
That is
yeah,
the
it
worst.
is. Yeah, but
I did a big rifle sling,
yeah.
like a Cobra braid style rifle sling, and like that was painful.
Oh yeah.
And for those who know, like the big musky fishermen, like I love the musky fish. A lot of guys will run rod leashes for their musky trolling outfits, because like you'll have like between your rod, your reel, and your bait, it's $500+ sitting right there,
Yeah.
and you get a 50+ inch muskie, grab that and she gone. So like
I have a feeling that Phil's going to talk about he made a paracord Cobra braid for his 18.5-foot boat.
No, just for my just for my musky rod,
Hmm.
and my hands were bleeding by the time I was done.
Really?
Oh man.
Oh yeah, it's rough. Like pulling the knots is hard.
Yeah. It really digs into your fingers.
Yeah. For those who
speaking
know,
of-
they know.
Yeah.
For those-
Speaking of fishing and stuff,
I'm pretty-
we talked about a bit
Yeah.
about this too, but these are my rod tethers. So this is just like this is like a prototype. The crimps are hammered. Now I got a pair of, they look like the jaws of life. I got a pair of these.
Universal key.
Yeah, pretty much to do my crimps now, so they're a lot cleaner, and I heat shrink them. But these are they're nice and easy to make. Just a little bit of insurance when you're out on the boat. You don't want to like knock your rod into the water or whatever, or have a muskie pull it. So that's another thing that I'm making too.
Here's a big idea for you. A lot of kayak hunters nowadays are looking for a tether for their gun when they're out in the boat.
Yeah.
So just throwing that out there. Yeah.
A lot of things.
A lot.
That would be a bad idea.
lot.
It's like those leashes that Troy's making are carabiners on both end.
Switch
Get
one of
yourself-
those
I can
out.
put a
Get yourself a
The
bunch of sling swivel studs and just
Yeah,
do one on
yeah.
one end.
So the one thing that a lot of people, some people make fun of it online, but something that people don't think about with the hunting from a kayak is if some people will attach their gun to themselves with a lanyard, but that's just an extra weight that if you do fall in and it's cold, it's an extra weight on yourself, right?
yeah,
So that's, make sure you tether to your actual kayak.
the kayak, yeah.
Well, so Troy, what's your goal? Like what's your, I don't know. It's sort of kind of a question that gets asked to me
Yep.
all the time.
Yeah, no,
and I don't have a fucking great answer for it. So
I do.
yeah. What's your goal?
Yep. All right. So this map behind me right here, I bought it. It was a bit late, but it's like a massive scratch ticket. And it's just of North America. Basically, at the start, I was like, you know what, let's sell a lanyard to every province. And then I started selling to the States. So I was like, screw it. We're going for 50 states. I think I hit double digits, actually. I got a couple. I actually got one order from Rhode Island, which
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like this big.
I can't even scratch it off. I can't see it on the map.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I got one from Rhode Island. Recently, there was one from California, Kentucky, Tennessee. Yeah, no, I hit double digits there. From Canada, I still need Manitoba. I still need Saskatchewan. So if anybody's out there that wants a lanyard, top-notch paracord. Actually, Quebec too. I've gotten most of the Maritimes. I still need Newfoundland. And
Nobody
all of
cares
the
about Quebec.
yeah, I got a buddy that I'll sell to.
Sorry to hear that.
He knows who he is.
Sorry to hear that.
You're funny. No, that's awesome. So like North American domination is what you're looking for.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's a good goal, buddy. That's a good
Who
goal.
in Nova Scotia did you sell to? I probably know. There's not that many.
Nova Scotia. Who did I sell to?
Matt Kazera.
I can't remember off the top of my head.
Sal Goodman, Matt Kazera, and me. That's about it.
Yeah, I know like 3 people in Nova Scotia.
That's an East Coast thing. It's like, oh, you know so and so. It's like, oh, you're from Nova Scotia. Do you know so and so?
Well, the funny thing is Ryan knows both of them.
Yeah, it's true. Actually, that's true.
Well,
And
you
one
can knock
of them
off.
was by incident.
Yeah,
I don't know. You can knock off Newfoundland with me and Merck.
no, I don't.
We're not there.
Well, we're not there.
We gotta get him in touch with Jason Davis. He'll buy one. Jason will buy anything if we tell him to buy it.
Yeah, Jason would buy it. Yeah.
Do a little sales pitch.
Oh yeah.
Jason, if you listen to this episode, fucking buy it.
Give it to Mikey. He'll buy anything.
Knowing Jason, he'll probably want to buy one of those gator straps you make.
Are the Crocs?
Yeah, the croc straps. Yeah.
Yeah.
I said that's 4-wheel
Well,
drive.
you know,
with
Dave. Dave is already thinking of colors, right? Dave's trying to put together the proper color scheme for his Croc straps right now.
Yeah.
Guys, you'll be sad to learn I don't have Crocs right now.
Oh, did they get? What happened to them? You left them at the fire hall, didn't you?
He
No,
left them
sir.
somewhere and
No,
someone threw
sir.
them in the garbage.
One set was left outside, and a pair of puppies thought that they'd eat one, so I can't keep just one,
Right.
and I can't find the other set.
Oh.
Not my fault.
one job.
It is my fault. It is my fault. 100%. I can't blame anyone else. I lose things all the fucking time, but I don't know where they are.
If you stop Brian Crocs, you might be able to grow a mustache.
Ooh.
Hey, as long as you don't lose the fire truck.
See,
True.
Mm-hmm. I wanted to switch gears a little bit, guys. I started to see some new stuff. Have anybody seen this new blind layout blind that Rig'em Right's come out with this year?
Oh yeah.
The Gilly one?
Yeah, so it comes with 3 different cam covers. Did you see that?
Oh, I did. Yes.
That's
Yeah.
I really don't care about the cam covers, but I really like the low silhouette of that layout blind. Like
You guys see dive bombs?
no.
They haven't released anything yet. I've just seen it in the comments, but it's adjustable and it has armrests. And it's basically like one of those gym mats, and it just folds up and it's really light. What I don't like about that one Rig'em Right one is I checked the price right away.
Yeah.
It's like what, $250 American?
Okay.
I think so. And
Yeah,
it's like
I didn't
700 Canadian.
Yeah.
yeah. By the time you get it across the border.
I think it's Lucky Duck that remember the goose chair?
Yeah, they're bringing back the goose
They're
chair.
bringing back a goose chair. I fucking love that thing, man.
hey,
I think that thing is the cat's ass.
Yeah. Actually, Claudio is
Yeah.
the first person to make the goose chair.
Yeah.
He actually made
We had
the
one
goose-
when we were out west. Daryl had
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
I think they're the
We have
tits,
them
man.
we have them in our camp out west. We got like
Yeah.
8 of them or something like that. So
That's a good question, Ryan. So here we are now, into the middle of July. What's the good word for heading out west and doing some guiding this fall, buddy?
So we are planning for it. Whereas like last year it was like no chance in hell. this year it seems to be in the works. Manitoba, Saskatchewan, Alberta, the provincial governments have been pushing because there is a big chunk of tourism in those provinces with the not just waterfowl, but like big game, fishing, etc. The outfitting business plays into a big part of that, those finances. So there has been some push on the border possibly being open for those who are vaccinated. I'm assuming so. Unlike last year, this year we're actually planning for a border opening now.
Good.
Anything official?
Right.
No, like none whatsoever. But we're closer this year than we were last year, so we're planning for the best, I guess.
Okay.
Put it that way.
I got to put this out here too, and even though I know he's a very, very proud Newfoundlander, and his need and his intake for moose is second to none. But I am extremely disappointed to learn today that my opening day hunting partner has decided to go moose hunting instead of sharing a blind with me. And I am deeply, deeply hurt. But Dave, Phil,
AKA Plan
you know
B.
what? I got a question.
Have fun. Yeah.
Does that mean that there's a spot open? Because the 25th, which is the opener, is my son's birthday, and
Absolutely.
he can officially shoot on his own.
Absolutely. So he's got a spot in the boat with me and Cade.
There we go.
Yeah.
Salt in the wound.
Going back to product stuff, though, Damien.
Yes.
You doing what I love to.
I don't know if you guys saw it. Real Geese has a fan page on Facebook.
Yeah.
And Craig Mintz likes to announce new products and look for input and all that stuff. And today he released some information about some new product that if you're not a part of that page, you wouldn't know about.
That's right.
And I talked to Craig about it, and I'm not allowed to say what it is on here either. So join that Real Geese Decoys fan page.
Yeah.
And see what's new on there. Maybe there's something that you might want to buy.
I even made a note of it. I was going to bring it up. So good job.
Fucking beat you to it, bro.
Yeah.
Dave, you are a pro.
He's on the ball. He is on the ball. Hey, you know what, Dave? Why don't you do that announcement with Troy right now and let him know about that little thing?
Yeah, so people know that we like to give back, and one thing that we've done in the past was we find a college or university student who we think exemplifies what we at Punisher Waterfowl like, and what we do is we have them design a sweater or a t-shirt, and then we'll sell it, and all the profit, 100% of the profit is going to go to Troy. So this year, Troy's going to be our recipient there. Troy's going to school.
Awesome.
What are you taking there, Troy?
So I'm taking the Fish and Wildlife Management program.
At Fleming.
At Fleming.
Yeah, at Fleming.
So Troy's going to be our recipient for this year. We didn't have one last year. Not sure why, but yeah, this year we're proud to announce that Troy is going to be the recipient of the 2021-2022 Punisher Gives Back.
Awesome, boys. I really appreciate that.
Punisher Waterfowl Scholarship Fund.
That's right. That's right. So my pitch to everybody that's listening is to please watch out on our social media, because we'll get Troy in touch with our people and he'll design it. And when you see it launch, understand fully that every nickel, well, not penny, because we don't have pennies in Canada anymore. Fucking liberals.
Just dead pocket weight.
Yeah. But every and Dave is 100% right when he says every nickel of profit will go into an account, and when it's over, we'll give that to Troy, and that's his money for whatever, if he need it for school or if he need it for hunting gear, whatever. I don't really care, but it is money that's being raised for him. So you know what, you could be the owner of a hoodie or a t-shirt, whatever it is that Troy wants to design, and know that you helped out on a college kid. So
awesome.
Something we like to do, and it was Dave's idea a couple of years ago to come up with that, and I think it's awesome. And you know what, I commend you, because you know what, you're getting into, we've talked about it on this show, where the wardens are on a recruitment drive right now. They're
Yeah.
looking for people, right? So what better time than to go through Fleming and get that Fish and Wildlife and go back and start giving back to the community that, that you're a hunter and you hunt, you and your buddies and stuff like that. So what a excellent opportunity to give back to the community. Love it. All right. Next point. Dogs.
Dags.
Always dags. I like
You like dags?
Yeah. You know what? We always talk about it. Usually always come up on every episode, something about dogs, and it's such an important thing. And I guess the listen, and we don't have to dive into it too much, but something that I just want to put it out there is that we live in an age where anything that you need to know, it's a millisecond and you can find out the information on it. If there's a question that you have, 10 seconds, you can find 10 people that can give you an answer. When it comes to dogs, listen, if you are investing your hard-earned money into finding, and listen, this is what you're doing. It's your hard-earned money and you're investing it into bringing an animal that's going to be your hunting partner and your best friend. Make sure you do your research and you know exactly where this animal is coming from. I remember years ago on Facebook pages and stuff like that, and I would always see Phil, and people would say, I got a litter of dogs for sale. And you would see Phil parachute out of nowhere. And the first question was, I want to see the pedigree. I want to know who the parents are. I want to know this. I want to know that before I even look at it. And it's so important. And it really is. And I get it that there's some people that say, well, I don't care. I don't care that my dog can't go 800 meters to retrieve a bird. And I get it. I really, really do get it. And I understand what you're coming from. But if someone is asking premium price for an animal, the premium pedigree should be attached to that animal. And that's the point that I'm getting. When you're paying that premium price, you're paying for some guarantees. And that's all it is. The dog isn't going to come to you fully trained and ready to rock it during the hunting season. But it has some guarantees that it comes from a good line and it's smart enough and it's willing to learn. Do the research, because there are, unfortunately, if you haven't figured it out yet, there are a ton of people out there that's looking to just rip you off and take advantage of you.
There's two types of breeders in this world. There's those that breed for money.
Yeah.
And those who breed for the betterment of the breed.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that is, and I look at, like, and obviously I follow this under like a friggin' microscope.
Yeah.
Obviously, in the chocolate world of Ontario, the stupid brown dogs. But obviously, from my standpoint, I've imported both of my stud dogs from the United States and brought that fresh blood up here into the province for breeding purposes. And believe me, there's been a piss ton of research into the pedigree of both dogs. Like, so obviously I got Thor first, and I knew, like, the chocolate blood here in Ontario was, lackluster for lack of a better term. And then when I was researching into buying my second dog, Zeus, I looked at his pedigree, and is like, the biggest thing was is there any overlap in the parentage of the two dogs? And Thor's dad is in Zeus's pedigree on the mom side, but it's back like 3 or 4 generations. Mm-hmm. So for breeding purposes, it's pretty irrelevant. But in bringing those dogs up here for stud purposes, I wanted good, fresh, clean blood, no significant overlap in the pedigrees, because obviously, like, the chocolate market here in Ontario is very small. And like there's like even obviously with my quote unquote co-breeder, Jordan Stone from Sheetwater Kennels, we had
Name drop.
Jordan and I had long conversations. Like even though it was my dog that I'm fucking buying, we had a lot of conversation between like what would be a good dog to benefit into the gene pool to bring up here. And we settled on Zeus. And he has obviously several females, including a male of his own. But like the amount of hours that's gone into this, into the science of the breeding and stuff, solely for the betterment of like bringing up high test dogs is unreal. Like we don't do this for the money. We want good, hard running hunting dogs.
And to that too, though.
Oh, go for it, Dave.
So we bought a German wire-haired pointer. I wanted one bad. I found a breeder that had a good litter and good pedigree, and that's the one we got. And the breeder was 100% about just making money. My dog turns 3 this week, and I still haven't got her pedigree papers yet. He's just a
right.
Anyway, so last fall, we weren't sure if my wife was going back to work, so we were going to get another dog. So I called Jordan Stone. He called me back within a day, and he spent over an hour on the phone talking to me, making sure I was the right fit for his pups as well. So it's not just about me finding it wasn't just about me finding a good breeder. Jordan was making sure that I was fit for this breed. I was very surprised at that, and it was pleasant. Like if I was ever getting a lab, that's where I would be going for sure. It's Jordan Stone.
Yeah. And that's Ryan, one thing we stress a lot too, is like we like obviously, sorry to cut you off, Damien.
Yeah.
We gear towards hunt test and hunting homes. We want to see these dogs get run and get worked. And believe me, like through the handful of litters that Jordan's done, there is a very small portion of those dogs have gone to like family homes where like they're a family companion. You've got no idea the vetting that goes through for those people. Like this is going to be a quasi couch potato, for lack of a better term. You will get vetted beyond belief, because we want to know these dogs going to good homes. They're going to be well looked after, well cared for, and so on. Like we don't sell dogs for the sake of selling dogs and making money. We want to know that they're going to good quality homes.
Yeah, absolutely. Ryan, and I know when you got Scout, like you talked to Scotty Guthrow, and he is very, very diligent with regards to studs and bitches and ensuring the bloodline is never, like, he's very, very diligent in picking his breeding dogs, eh?
Yeah, he protects the integrity of the bloodline.
Yeah.
He knows my background, what I do, what I'm all about. So he knew, like, giving me his dogs, they're working dogs. So, you know, and kind of tying into what Phil says, like, I can't count the amount of times I've seen in my life where you have a lab that is, you know, in the field, and it just doesn't quite have the drive, or just doesn't quite have the training or whatever. It's just not a bloodline that is really designated for the field. Mm-hmm. And then the other times I've gone to a friend's house, somebody who doesn't hunt, doesn't, you know, and they have this lab, and it's bouncing off the walls in the house. Somebody knocks on the door, it's going nuts. Like, that's probably a dog that's probably a working bloodline, you know? Mm-hmm. So Scotty, you know, is very diligent, making sure, like, hey, you know, this is a working dog. It's not the dog you walk once a day and then mm-hmm. it's done. It's got its exercise. It's meant to go, you know, it needs to be trained. It needs to be hunted, whatever. Yeah. So, you know, just like kind of like Phil and Stoner, their operation, like, it's the same idea. You really have to make sure as a breeder that you're getting the right fit for the dog, as well as the dog getting the right owner. So.
Sorry, Troy, buddy. Go, Dave.
No, I was just gonna say, like, look at the way the poodle went, right? Like, poodles are actually a decent water dog.
Well, and a great hunting dog.
And they are, but now there's been so many that have been bred to be your house dog because of the hypoallergenic or whatever the hell that is. That
Yeah, right.
you good luck finding a breed like you'd have to look for it, right?
Yeah, you'd
So-
probably have to go to Europe to go back to and get the you know where they're actually a hunting dog, right? Like the standard poodle.
I've actually run hunt tests, like when I was running hard with Thor, and there was a number of people that came out and they were running poodles.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're
Like-
coming back now, right?
Like they're slower than the second coming of Christ swimming because of the drag, but they are a hunting dog.
Yeah, big time. I just took Lander up for a mock test on the last week, and I know it was for a working certificate. So it was a lot of show dogs there, not so much meat dogs and not so much the hunt test. Yeah, you know, just do the research, and by no means, and we say this at every episode, by no means are we experts on anything that we talk about, but we know a lot of experts. So if you ever have a question and you reach out to us, listen, we will not pretend to give you the 100% solution, but we know somebody that can give you the 100% solution. So feel free to reach out and bounce questions off us, and we'll point you in the right direction. That's the great thing about this waterfowl hunting world, is that we are small enough that, you know, you may not have actually shaken hands with the person, but you know them, and you have that electronic connection where you can reach out and bounce questions off. So feel free, regardless of where you are in Canada. The States, I don't know, but in Canada, especially here in Ontario, I do know of a lot of great breeders. So if you are looking for a dog, or any advice, please reach out, and we'll be able to point you in a fairly good direction to get you some hope. Troy, I am very sorry for taking a ton of your time away talking about the dogs, because you came on the show to talk about you and to talk about top-notch Paracord. He gone.
I think his internet
He had
slowed.
enough. He had
He had
enough.
enough. He was like, "Fuck this, I'm out." There he is.
Oh,
He's coming back. He's coming
Okay.
back.
I got a good tie into the dog. And
Hey, Troy, did you get sick of the dog talk?
And you just said, "Fuck this, I'm out."
No, my Wi-Fi just cut out.
Sorry, buddy.
Damn Weber net.
Like I
Hey,
said,
Troy,
Yeah.
we'll kind of like marry up the two conversations here. Have you had the request, or have you ever made like short leads for dogs yet? Like for
Yeah,
like
I do
60
steady tabs. Yeah, I do steady tabs actually. I might have one here. Yeah, I know the bag's sealed, but yeah, I know I have done steady tabs before. Actually, I did a leash for a Mastiff, and those are bears.
yeah, that's
Um,
aircraft cable, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So that was a pretty fun one. But yeah, no, I've done like steady tabs and stuff like that before, and I do a bunch of colors too.
So you know what? One thing that we didn't talk about, Troy. Where are you located?
So right now I'm in London,
Okay.
Ontario. But with school and stuff, I'll be moving to the residence in Lindsay.
Okay.
Now, here's the big question: are you in the new res or the old res?
New
Yeah, I
res,
don't
I'm
know. He hasn't
assuming.
been there
Yeah,
yet.
yeah. Actually, I'm probably gonna take a trip up there this weekend. Take a poke around. Probably stop at Bass Pro.
So I'm
Stop at
I'm
the
gonna give you
York Tavern.
I'm going to give you a little bit of advice. I don't know the exact date, but I'll get it for you. But the Nationals are happening in Brighton coming up here soon. And you know what? Maybe it's somewhere for you to show up with some of your wares and just park your truck and say, "Here I am." And anybody got any questions, or if they need anything, I'm right here. I can introduce you to some of the people that's going to be there.
Awesome.
Yeah, and it might be where, if you're up in that area, which is
Yeah.
sort of kind of the Belleville area. If you're up
Yeah.
and around there, you know, it's done well for me when we were selling stuff. I had went to the Nationals and sold a bunch of stuff. So
Yeah, for sure.
there's a lot of
And-
those people that are still hunters, right?
As a former Fleming grad, I will give you some advice as well.
Oh Jesus!
Stay away from the
Oh,
locals.
Stay away from what?
The locals. Don't be a statistic.
Oh man. Yeah. No, like we're even like right now. My so I made a. I don't know if you guys saw, but I did make a post in the Ontario Goose and Duck.
Yeah.
And it's basically like, hey, I'm moving to Lindsay, taking this program, whatever. Is there anybody I can hunt with? Or does anybody have spots or whatever? Overwhelming response, which was really nice. Most of the people were alumni actually, and it was just funny because everybody was saying like Fish and Wildlife 96 or whatever it was, right? Half of the comments were the local pubs, which is all right. Half of them were pretty good spots. I only got one creepy old guy, which is a good ratio.
That's a good ratio.
That's a good ratio. Yeah.
Did he invite you for some popsicles in the cellar?
Yeah, in the basement.
Did he whistle
In the
enough?
basement.
Free decoys.
But yeah, I actually ended up finding my. Oh, I'd do it then.
Free Game Smiths, come on in.
Like you and I said before, Troy. Absolutely,
Yeah.
you're more than welcome in my field this fall.
Awesome.
How old were you?
Yeah,
when
I actually found my my roommate. His name's Caleb. And he was like, "Hey man, like, shoot me a message." It's from Port Burwell, I believe. And so we're roommates now, and we're already planning sort of before class hunts if we can make that work. It's funny because I say that, and some people might go, "What do you mean before class hunts?" That's just the community up there. Like that's just the way of life up there. You show to class and a pair of waiters, and it's like, "Oh, how'd you do?"
Yeah.
Like honestly,
So,
dude, when I was there, like I made enough connections with fellow students. Like my program, like I did Fish and Wildlife.
Yep.
And our program, we were 90 students, so 3 classes of 30.
Yeah.
Jesus.
And like the connections that you'll make and the friendships for the rest of your life is like next level. Like everybody in the program, like everybody's on board.
Yeah.
And you'll meet guys from all walks of life. And like that like basically going to Fleming is where I started waterfowling.
Yeah.
Going up and shooting River Road, like Scugog River, south of town, running up to Sturgeon, hunting Goose Bay. Like there's like your opportunities are endless.
Yeah.
And even like for fishing, like if you're big into river fishing, steelheading, you can drop down, you can fish Wilmot, the Ganney, Bowmanville, and like the friendships you'll make is next level. And the amount that you will learn from like these other students and whatnot, like it's stuff that you'll take for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
And I can honestly say that was the best 2 years of my life was doing that program.
Yeah, and I keep hearing that from people, and it's obviously reassuring. But the thing I keep thinking about is like, hey, like these are people that are all similar minded, right? They all want to be in this program, and if they don't, they're going to be out of there in probably a week or two. But like they're like I as a younger hunter, like I just find it hard. Like I don't know how many people. Oh man, did I cut out again? Oh no, you're just frozen. Okay.
Yeah.
As a younger hunter, it's just hard to find people that are my age to hunt with. I know two other guys, and that's pretty much it, right? And so it's like, I think it'll just be sort of refreshing to just sort of find some guys my age that actually want to hunt and stuff like that. And like, yeah, it's just I agree. Like I'm gonna find a ton of guys, I'm sure.
Hey, and don't rule out hanging out with the old guys either, because we live vicariously through you. So we want
just
to hear
the creepy ones.
If they don't have a dog you can retrieve.
Exactly.
We want to hear about your exploits.
Here to point out too, my son's 15, so you can hunt with him.
Hey, I mean, I said it on like in that post, and my buddy fucking Jeremy Campbell commented. He's like, "Oh, great retriever, sits still, won't break early."
Yeah.
Good. But no,
has your buddy Jeremy ever like pointed you towards?
He hasn't.
No shot or nothing.
I'm surprised.
Then.
I'm surprised.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, like, and I wanted to make a point about it. It's like, okay, like right now, like I got a bit of cash right now with the business, but like, like I don't have a ton of decoys and everything. Like I'm not the championship caller or anything, So I'm just an extra guy to talk to in the blind. It's like I don't like bring a whole lot to the table, but like I'm gonna work hard. I'm gonna haul out decoys and stuff like that. And like that's all I can bring to the table is
Now you're speaking my language, buddy. You and
Yeah,
me,
yeah.
you and me are kindred
I
spirits.
was literally gonna say, as you were saying that, you should probably hear the story of how Damien started this whole Punisher waterfowl thing. 'Cause
Oh man.
you would be surprised.
Yeah, like listen, man, and I'll tell you, and all the boys here will agree. The humbling fact, like the fact that you're humble as an 18-year-old kid and saying, listen, I'll lug decoys, I'll work, I'll do what you need to do so that we'll have a fun time. I'm not an expert. And I'm sure you're a fucking fabulous waterfowler. And I'm sure you're just being humble. But for us, it is extremely refreshing to hear somebody not come on here and pretend to be an amazing fucking caller or this amazing hunter that takes 100-yard shots and blows heads off fucking mallards and all this stuff that we see on social media today. So hat off to you. And again, don't sell yourself short. It's amazing to hear you talk and to say these things, because these are all the things that the five of us try to portray every episode that we come on. Listen,
Yeah.
we just want to go shoot birds. If you need me to slug decoys, I'll slug. Me and Ryan and a friend of ours, Marion, done a hunt one time, and I can remember we were slugging decoys, and I was like, "This is waterfowl hunting. This driving up and getting out with sneakers on, and I'm like, no, it's hard work, man, and that's the way it's meant to be, and that's the way it has to be enjoyed, right? So, good for you, and stay humble and keep that attitude of, listen, I'll slug decoys and I'm an extra gun if you need it. Go for it, Mark.
I was just gonna say, like, you mentioned it in what you were saying. If you're gonna have a good work ethic when you're a waterfowl hunter, you're gonna be a good waterfowl hunter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Really what it is. And if you're willing to work,
and don't take that just as us pumping Troy. Like, listen to that advice. All of our younger listeners, listen to that advice and build on that. Like, become a hard worker, and then you'll be appreciated and invited back.
Yeah, there's not enough people like you, Troy, in this world.
Yeah.
And like last fall, and like that big thread that you posted on the Goose and Duck page recently, saying like, "Hey, I'm going to Fleming. I want to get out and hunt and shit." And like, obviously, you and I spoke about this on a side note, but like there was one young gentleman, Keir Dunlop.
Yep.
So I took Keir out last fall, and like I'm a big proponent to, like, I wouldn't say mentoring, but like taking these young guys that have the fucking drive, and like they openly admit, I don't know hole in the ground, I don't know shit, but I want to work hard and I want to fucking learn. So I took Keir out for 2 hunts last fall, and like he was completely and utterly beside himself. Like, he shot more geese in the 2 hunts I took him out with than all the other hunts he's ever done. And like, that kid fucking hustled. And like that kind of drive, which obviously you're displaying, is what I like to see. Like, like I love taking, young guys out that want to learn. Come on out, I'll teach you what I can, and we're going to have a good time. We may shoot 2 birds, we may shoot 20, but you're going to take so much away from that hunt. And there's this whole new day and age. Like, there's so many people, like, I don't even know where to go with it, but they're on a different fucking level.
I know where you want to go, but you're not going to go.
There's a lot of places I want to go, but anyways, but like, like you openly coming on here and saying like, look, I don't know shit, but I'll bust my ass like no tomorrow, speaks volumes to us. Like, you want to strive, you want to learn and take something away from every single hunt. And it's people like that I enjoy taking out. Like, I could leave the fucking gun at home. I don't care. I just want to come out. I want to run the dog, and I want to hopefully impart, some of these morals, ethics, and teachings upon these new hunters that'll hopefully develop those thoughts and push those onto the future generation. Because, again, we're a dying breed, right?
Yeah.
And it's nice to see, these morals and ethics getting passed down and pushed. I wouldn't say pushed, but presented upon these young hunters to say, it's all about conservation and all this other stuff. It's not about the glory shots and doing it for the fucking gram and all this other shit, and and whatever else. Your attitude towards the sport of waterfowling speaks volumes, and that's what we love to see here.
I have a feeling that Philly has a second career option as a motivational speaker when he's done being a copper.
We can call it the motherfucking Phil motivational speaker.
Yeah, we're not sprinkling. We're not putting sparkles and fucking unicorn piss on this.
Yeah.
Right?
You know what? Who's that old guy, Pina or whatever? His last name's Pina. I don't know if you've seen any of his motivational speeches. That dude gets right to the point. He's like, you know why you're poor? It's because you're fucking lazy. Whoa, that's his opening line.
Yeah. No piss around the bush here. We're meeting fucking potatoes.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
But absolutely, Troy, you will be coming out with me this fall.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna crush some fucking sky pandas.
Yeah, we are.
I hope.
So, boys, we're about at that 60-minute mark. We got a couple things we got to get through here before we shut it down. Troy, tell us what's coming up next. I know when you and I talked last week, you were like, oh, I got some things on the go and I want to do this and I want to do that. And then I want to talk about this. And so tell me, listen, you're going to school in September. You're already planning some hunts. What's the fall going to look like for Top Knotch Paracord?
Man, I tell you, like I said before, it was just hey, a little side thing, but now it's you know what, this might put me through school. And the nice thing is that roommates are going to want beer money.
Yeah.
And so I can put them to work. And I think it's all going to work out beautifully because hey, who doesn't want $20?
Yeah.
20
bucks.
bucks.
Bucks is $20.
Exactly.
You're ahead
And
of the
so
curve.
I'm gonna be pumping out lanyards for sure. And it's just you know what, last year and it was right around this time that it was after duck season started that my lanyards started selling. And so I wasn't able to really get too many pictures and stuff like that from customers.
Mm-hmm.
Now I got quite a few lanyards out there, right? So I think my customers now they're all good guys.
No,
We lost him again.
Yeah.
Man.
Oh.
He was on.
But I think he was saying all of his customers are good guys, and
Yeah.
I am one of them.
Well,
Okay.
that's what I'm just gonna say. I'm gonna order one from him too.
Yeah, be down the list for me,
I
bro.
can't hear this, but I'm going to order one too.
Yeah.
I want to get a training one off of him.
Well,
just
so
for my
I'm
dog.
thinking, that's what I'm thinking, Ryan. So when I train, I got my lanyard with all my calls on it, my whistle and everything. And everybody makes fun of me because I show up and I got calls hanging off and they're like, why don't you have a training lanyard? And I'm like, I'll tell you why. It's because I had an old leather one that I put my dog remote on and my dog whistle. And when I went to fucking hunt, I left it on the training one. So I said, no, I'm leaving it all on the same one. So
Yay, he's back.
yeah. So
You're
I
back?
think I'm
Okay,
going to
I'm
do the
using
same.
that. Screw it.
Yeah. So I think I'm going to do the same thing, Ryan. So
Yeah.
as you were saying, Troy, all your customers are good guys. Dave,
All my
Mark,
customers are they're so
Mark,
what I was
Ryan,
saying-
myself, we're all going to order. We'll all
Nice.
order a lanyard from you. And now I got to preface this.
Yep.
Philly will order one, Dave will order one, Ryan will order one, I'll order one, and it'll be simple.
Nice.
Mark is going to order one.
I'll have details.
I feel
I'll have details.
yes, a lot
All
of
right.
Are you buying a dog, Mark?
No, Mark's not buying a dog. But
Come on, Mark.
Waiting for a gift from one of you guys. The dog.
You need a good brown dog.
So,
Well,
but you know what, Troy? Thanks for coming on, man. Like I really do appreciate it. It was awesome. Fuck, I didn't realize you were only 18.
Yeah.
But that's awesome because it really is refreshing to see somebody that's 18 years old that's driven. Like, you know what I mean? Like it really is refreshing to see. Sorry, Dave.
I was just gonna say, for anyone that didn't know, like before our show started, Damien's like, "So Troy, what are you drinking?" And Troy's like, I'm
Water.
not water." And Damien's like, "Well, oh, okay, well, why?" And well, I'm underage. She's like, "Oh, no way." And
Yeah.
it's all because of that sweet fucking duster. It comes right back to that.
Oh yeah.
I can't buy liquor at the LCBO without getting ID. You probably go in there, no problem.
Just
Right?
take Troy with you next time.
Oh man.
The other thing I wanted to talk about, I'm not giving location and I'm not, but to the people that are listening, if you are in Eastern, Southern Ontario, start looking at your calendar. 15 to 17 October, we will be doing the Punisher Waterfowl Fowl Weekend. I done the recce. Dave and I have figured shit out. So price is good. The price is set. It's good. And the weekend is set. Accommodations is set. Food is set. The area is set. The only thing that we can't control is the birds, but start looking at your calendars because once that goes up on social media, there's only room for 10 people and those 10 spots are going to go like that. So make sure you're watching our social media, Dave.
Damien, you say that price is set.
Yeah.
That includes lodging.
Yes.
That includes food.
Yes.
And it includes hunting
Guide.
and camaraderie.
Yeah. And the guide.
Are we under $1,000?
We are well under $1,000. We are going to be at 400.
Are we under 750?
We are under 750.
Are we under 600?
Under 600.
Oh, are we under 500?
We are under 500.
Okay,
Oh,
big
snap.
question. Do I have to bring my own gear and run my own hunt?
You don't have to bring your own gear, but I'm bringing my boat. Dave may be bringing a boat.
If it's not sold.
Okay,
if
big
it's not
question.
sold. But
How big's your boat?
my boat's 16, buddy.
That's
Hey,
enough.
Phil.
But
no one's
I'm
ever
not
fucking complained
compensating
before,
for
so quit
anything,
your whining.
Philly. I'm not compensating for anything, Philly.
No,
Hey.
you're short
Or
selling
bragging
yourself.
about something.
Hey, when you got big things, you need a big boat to carry them around.
But anyways, there's going to be a veterans first responders hunt. That one's going to be a lot more difficult to get in. Obviously, you need to have served as a paramedic, a cop, a firefighter within the military, something like that to get into that one. That one's going to happen in November. But the October hunt, that's going to be announced here real soon. So if you want in on that, best be paying attention to the social media because those 10 spots, listen, $400. I don't think you're going to get a better week. And that's a weekend.
Did you say 400?
Yeah, 400. Yeah.
400.
$400. So that's 2 hunts on a Saturday and a hunt on Sunday with accommodations and food covered for that. So that's all I'm saying about it. Watch our social media. You will need to get your deposit in fast on that. Boys, excellent episode. We are about 66 minutes in. Troy, buddy, you are welcome back anytime to come on, shoot the shit with us. Tell us about, listen, you know what? It's been a long time since I've been in college. I want to hear about college. I really, really do. Mark,
Yeah.
I know you were going to say something there.
After your next birthday, you're definitely coming back on.
There we go.
Yeah. Troy, thanks, man, for coming on. Congratulations on Top Knotch Paracord. I think you've got 5 brand new customers. I'm going to be reaching out.
Awesome.
I've got a color scheme that I really want to look at, and a couple things that I want to try. So,
Sweet.
just have some patience with Mark, okay? Don't lose it on him right off the bat when he starts getting real finicky. That's just him. He's OCD, and that's just the way he is. That don't take it
Don't be
personal.
surprised if he asks if you do cat collars.
There'll be one message and all the details will be in it. It's way simpler than what the.
Yeah.
You'll be happy because you'll know exactly what I want. The guys are just going to be wishy-washy and say,
Troy, how hard was it today when I talked to you?
Oh, that was easy. At first I was like, what the fuck is he talking about? But then it was like, okay.
I get it. Yeah.
I get it.
And then, yeah. Was it wishy-washy though? It
Oh,
was
no, you're good.
4 drops?
Yeah. Like
whistle
I said,
drop?
it was like, yeah.
Go fuck yourself, Mark.
I don't know. I just got a glimpse of Mark there. I don't know, buddy. You've been swinging around way too many logs because you're looking pretty Jesus buff right there. And
I'm not.
And I don't like it. So I've got to fucking do something about this because I'm not a big fan of you looking.
He's burly.
I got to start running tomorrow morning.
Ew, gross. Okay. Anyways, great episode, Troy. Thanks for coming on, buddy. You are welcome back anytime. Feel free. Don't wait for an invite. You want to come on, you need to talk about something, you fire us a message and say, hey, listen, I want to come on. I want to talk about this. I have a story. Bam. Hold on. Dave, you had a story. I just remembered. What was your story that you wanted to talk about? You didn't know if you were
No, it was the story I told beforehand that's inappropriate.
Oh,
that's
an off the air story.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
One of these days we'll do a XXX rated episode and Dave can tell all about all
like one that you have to put a password into just to listen
That'll
to.
be on a different website.
Yeah.
The black
dark web.
Damien's starting an OnlyFans.
Yeah.
You know what? What is OnlyFans? What is that?
You pay it's like private porn basically. So you pay a subscription fee per month to look at some private porn basically of one person.
But why would you do that when there's
I'm not a smart man, but I paid $5.99 to see one cooter for a fucking month straight. That's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Well,
but you got Pornhub where you can watch millions.
If any of our listeners are subscribed, I'm sorry, but that's fucking stupid.
Well, in fairness, Dave, I was going to start selling nudes. It's $5 for a photo. It's $25 to not receive a photo.
Yeah, absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen,
what was that?
Oh, go Ryan.
I was just gonna say, what is that meme I saw on Facebook today? It's like you're spending $5.99 to buy a bottle of smart water. It's not working.
Ooh.
That's deep. And if you don't get it, then you should probably start drinking smart water.
Ladies and gentlemen, this was episode 57 of the Union 0430. Like we always say, we're not experts. We're just a group of friends that love one another's company, picking on one another, talking about bird hunting, and bringing on some amazing guests just like Troy right here. Listen, keep following us. Get on to Top Knotch Para. Get on his social media and order up some stuff. Watch for his personally designed whatever he comes up with. It could be a hat, a t-shirt, or a hoodie, whatever it is he comes up with. And listen, buy the fucking thing and help the guy out when he's going to school, okay? Big love, everybody. Until next week, this is the Union 0430. We'll be chatting later. Salut.